Hello Capricorn, Elsie here to do your reading. It is for the week ahead. Capricorn, how are you? And welcome to the new week. So this week we're reading about the week ahead, which is what I always read for Capricorn. And in the week ahead, it's going to be after the full moon, of course, because we do have the full moon in Sagittarius showing up tomorrow. So in the week ahead, we're going to be talking about the new chapter or the new cycle, right? Because the full moon in Sagittarius is asking you to take some sort of a risk, or at least step into the unknown, to pursue truths, to look at all of your relationships, figure out what you need, what you don't need, right? Full moons are always about release. So let's talk about what's coming up in the week ahead after the full moon. What has changed for you? Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. If you are here and you are brand new, welcome. I hope you'll stay, and if you're my ride or die, thanks for showing up. Welcome to all the shenanigans, whoever you are. Thanks for showing up here. Let's find out what's going on for Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter, my Earth cousins. Tell me about Capricorn. We have help. Help is card number 2. I feel like help is coming in the form of balance for you. Something is about to balance itself out for you in the week ahead. You might be receiving help from other people, but I'm just going to say, because card number 2, and for me, I'm mostly reading tarot, and so 2 is the number of the High Priestess. So it feels like you're going to get help from your intuition, is what it feels like here. One more card. We have a message of warning. Oh, very interesting. This is about to be kind of interesting. We have respect. It's card number 26, which is an 8. Respect for self. 8 is about the self. Ooh, this gets curious, doesn't it? Look, so I feel like there is going to be help that is going to show up, but I feel like it's showing up in terms of your intuition. We do have card number 33, which is a 6, a message of warning. It feels like there is... something that you're going to be realizing or learning. This could be a message from the universe. This could be a message from a friend. We're going to clarify that and find out what's going on here. Let's get a deck here. Tell me about Capricorn. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and Jupiter. Tell me about Cappies. Tell me what this help is here. I feel like your intuition is going to be on point in the week ahead about something. Why do we need to know about that? Tell me about Capricorn. We have the 9 of Wands. We have the Knight of Swords. Interesting. I feel like a cycle is closing here, but I feel as though this help or this balance, it's like you're trusting your intuition. I feel like you're going to let some sort of a cycle close here, but I also feel like you've been feeling the pressure not to. I'm going to say, feeling the pressure to, I feel like your habit, Capricorn, is to stay in the 9 of Wands, right? The 9 of Wands is a place of, where we always have to be resilient. We're exhausted. It's been a long time. I feel like you've been there a long time. Look, there's ivy growing around this wand here. And ivy only grows on things that have been there for hundreds of years. If you look at the castles in Scotland and Ireland, you can see that, a lot of them have ivy growing on them. And ivy usually is a representation of, ivy will grow anywhere under any circumstances, by the way. And it will grow in places like, vines of ivy will grow anywhere. It's surprising where they will grow. Very resilient, right? Ivy is very resilient. So the 9 of Wands is telling me here that I feel like you are going to be listening to your intuition in the week ahead. It's going to give you balance. I feel like it's the help from within. We've got the Knight of Swords here. I feel like you're going to have to say something or make a difficult decision of some sort. When I see the Knight of Swords and the sword is in the air, it's like, hey, I got something to say. This is Gemini energy. And so it feels like you're going to be saying something in the week ahead that is going to relieve you of some sort of something that's making you feel under pressure, make you feel weighed down, something that is making you feel burnt out, possibly. It feels like that you're finally going to say something, but I think you're going to say it in a very balanced way. Your intuition, I feel, has been pushing you to finally say something about the situation. And I feel like it's this that comes into play in the future here. Future energy always for me on the bottom of the deck, right? the future energy is, I have respect for myself. I've grown. You can see that she's got mushrooms that have grown behind her here. It's like mushrooms grow in places where things have been for a while, like they grow around trees, right? They grow in the forest. It feels like you've been meditating here for quite some time, possibly trying to align your energy. It feels like there is something that you are possibly going to experience a loss that you didn't see coming. Card number 18 is the moon. But I feel like you're going to take it like a champ. I'm just going to say, I feel like you caused the loss. Like maybe you back away from something or decide that I no longer want to feel pressure to organize my words around you. It almost feels like you're tippy-toeing around something here, and it's time for you to just say it. Tell me about this energy here. Tell me more about this. We have the 9 of Cups. We're in the 9s here. We've got the 6 of Cups. And we've got the High Priestess here. It is definitely about your intuitive energy. It's about your intuition. And I feel like the reason that you are saying something in a very balanced way, I feel like you're trying to bring balance into your life. Your intuition is going to help you say the right thing, even though I feel it's going to be very like blatantly truthful and honest, because that's Gemini. And I feel as though you're feeling really weighed down by something, and your intuition is telling you to stop playing it small. It's time for you to just stand up and say it. I'm thinking Libra, right? Because of the 2, which is balance. I'm thinking of Libra energy, and the Queen of Swords is what's in my head right now. It feels like you will be sort of, this is the energy of kind of standing up and finally saying it, so it feels like liberation. It feels like I'm just going to say it out loud, whether you like it or not, because I'm not going to sit here in the 9 of Wands and feel pressured by being silent in order to keep your life in balance. I feel like you've not been saying something, Capricorn, to somebody because you didn't want to cause a problem or an issue. You didn't want to cause a fight. The 9 of Cups is here. I feel it's kind of like a wish fulfillment, but I feel like it would make you happier. We've got the 9 of Wands and the 10 is here. We've got the 9 of Cups. I feel like you're trying to get to the 10. We've got the 6 of Cups here. I feel like this could be a family issue. This could be something that keeps coming back round to you, because that is the 6 of Cups as well. It could be something that keeps coming, that the cycle keeps repeating itself because you chose not to say anything. And I feel like what we don't acknowledge, we just keep reliving the cycle over and over again until we finally acknowledge it, change the way we react, and then we can move forward. I feel like your intuition's been tugging on you and saying, this has been going on for a very long time. The 6 of Cups could be since you were a kid, could be with a friend group, could be a soulmate, somebody that you don't want to ruffle their feathers. It feels like this High Priestess energy tells me you remain quiet when you get around this group of people or this person because you don't want to ruffle feathers. Well, I think that time is over for you, Capricorn. I feel like the 6 of Wands is telling me that you're more interested in being comfortable within yourself. You don't care if it brings a lot of attention for you, but you intend on ending this. To me, this is the finish line. It's like the 6 of Wands is the person who has been through the fight, they've been through the war, and now they're headed back home. So they're headed for the finish line. And it feels like you are finally headed for the finish line here, is what it feels like. The Magician is here. You've realized that you've got the tools. You're the person who has fought really hard to get out of a hard cycle, to end something, release something, right? Talking about full moon energy, to end something or release something here. The 6 of Wands is here, and I feel like it's time for you to experience some success or some victory here. What is this message of warning, and who is it coming from, please? Tell me about this message of warning. We've got the 5 of Wands, not to be wishy-washy. That's the message of warning. The 5 of Wands is about indecision. It is about competition. Don't be wishy-washy. You really, it's this time counts. The message of warning is if you don't do it this time, you're just going to have to repeat the cycle. we've got the Two of Swords. The full moon is above the head of the person that's sitting in the Two of Swords. This person has their eyes covered. They don't really want to see the situation for what it is, because they know if they look at the situation directly, they're going to have to make a decision. And the Two of Swords is the hardest of the decisions, right? Twos are always about making a decision, but the Two of Swords is like, I'm going to cut somebody. Swords are double-edged, right? So I've got to make a decision this way, that way. It's up in the mind. You're trying to feel out the situation. This person's eyes are covered with the water behind them because they're trying to make a good decision, but they're trying not to make it in swords. They're trying to make it with a little bit of heart space, a little bit of emotion as well. We're trying to feel out the situation. We've got the full moon above this person's head. I feel like this is a decision that I feel you made probably or will make around the full moon, which is tomorrow, but I feel like the action of it is delayed and probably until the week ahead. It feels like you sit in this Two of Swords energy where I don't know what decision to make. You do get out of the wishy-washy energy because I feel like the full moon energy being here tells me that you are about to release something here. We do have the star energy because you need the healing. It feels like you do need the healing. I feel like you are looking to the universe. I feel like the message of warning that you're getting is through your intuition, which tells me that you are getting downloads or the universe is really tugging on you to make some sort of a decision. I feel like that you're hopeful that when you do make this decision, that it is not going to be something you're going to beat yourself up about, because the Five of Wands can also be about the internal battle, right? The battle that you will have with yourself if you don't make the decision. And I feel like that this situation has come up for you before. I don't really know what I'm talking about in terms of your situation. Maybe you can tell me in the comments, but it feels like this situation has come up before. The scenario I'm thinking of is maybe you have that auntie or uncle that comes to visit every year. They come from far away and they're a person who takes over your home, or they take over your parents' home. They run the place, they tell everybody, they put them on a schedule, and it feels like this is something that happens every year, yearly. It feels like it's an annual thing. And finally you're going to say, no, I'm not on your schedule. If you want to stay at my house, fine, stay at my house, but I'm not on your schedule. I'm not going to do the things that you want to do. I've got to work. I've got a house to clean. And by the way, could you pick up your dishes? Like, it feels like it happens every year annually. I'm sure it's not that for some of you, but it could be somebody who you feel is taking advantage of you here. I feel like you're hopeful that you're not going to beat yourself up after making this decision, but I feel like the universe is warning you. Look, you don't want to go into this. If you're going to have any bit of self-respect, you don't want to go into this situation again. Is it going to end up in loss? Absolutely. It will end up in loss. But look, you will not lose respect for yourself. Other people might say, well, I'm never going back there. And maybe that's the best thing that ever happened. I'm just saying. We've got the Seven of Cups. And we've got the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse. One more. And we've got the Knight of Cups. So it does feel like here, I want to say that when this, if it is the scenario of this particular person, or when this situation arises, whatever it is for you, it feels like you in the past have not really had the confidence to speak up. The Seven of Cups is here because you don't want to cause emotional chaos. I'm going to say, because the Seven of Cups is confusion, it's overwhelming, and it can be a little bit chaotic. You don't want to be the one that causes emotional chaos in the family, in the situation, whatever the situation is for you. So I feel like you go with a passive energy with the Knight of Cups. I feel like this message of warning is if you continue to do that, it's just going to keep whittling at your self-respect. I feel like you are questioning your worth when this person comes around, or when the situation shows up. It makes you question your worth. It makes you feel confused about your worth, possibly. And I think that when the situation arises or the person shows up again, it feels like it almost makes you recoil because you don't want to cause an issue or a problem. But I feel like you're going to have to finally make some type of decision here. And it's not going to be one that is going to be a popular one, because look, the Knight of Swords doesn't really care if you like them. Gemini is the person who's just going to say it. I'm going to call it as it is, and I'm going to say it. And if it hurts your feelings, well, then maybe you're going to have to deal with the way it's hurting your feelings. Maybe it's triggering you for a reason, friend, because maybe it is the truth. Maybe the truth hurts, right? I'm gonna put down 3 cards here. We are gonna talk about this in the extended. If you're gonna want to come to the extended, please check out the pinned comment that is at the top of all the comments, right under this video. And there is a link that says join. It says join my membership here. You can click on the join if you want to be in the membership. That's where I'm putting all of my extended readings. So you get extended readings there almost every day. I maybe take 1 or 2 days off a week, but you're getting, for every reading that I do, you're getting an extension. There's other stuff over there. I've put together a small tarot course. There's other things. We're going to be doing lives over there, and I've already done some lives in the past with a lot of information if you're interested in looking at those. If you are interested in a private read, please know that that's also in the pinned comment. I am doing live reads as well as pre-recorded readings. Please go look at Hypsee. If you're here on the 10th of June and or the 11th and you're viewing this, please know that tomorrow, which is Wednesday and Thursday, so the 11th and the 12th, I am going to be live on Hypsee. So if you want to catch me there, I will be live there. Go check out the times that I'm going to be available, and you can book an appointment or just show up when I'm online. Let's find out what's going on. Let's find out what the advice is for this situation for you. And then we're going to go into the extension and we're going to talk about it just a little bit more. We've got the 5 of Pentacles. Have the courage to be left on the outside looking in. Have the courage to be the person who is disconnecting from the situation. I feel like the 5 of Pentacles coming up next to the 10 of Wands. Of course, nothing is coincidence. The 5 of Cups is coming up next to the 10 of Wands because I feel like you're finally putting down your burden of feeling like, oh, they're never going to want to talk to me again. They're never going to want to be my friend, or they're never going to want to be in my presence again. And I think you need to be okay with that. We've got the 10 of Pentacles. Honestly, I feel like it's going to be a win for you. It's going to be a win. You're going to feel more confident. You're going to feel more abundant. This is a lesson that you're learning in self-respect, because card 26 is an 8, and 8 is about the self and putting the hard work into yourself. I feel like you are learning a lesson of heeding warnings from the universe. And it feels like it makes you feel better. It's better for your mental health. It's better for your physical health. This is a lesson that you will take into the future here for the rest of your life. This is long-term development that you're going through here. You go from the 5 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles, like, well, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about it. I don't really want them in my home anymore. My mom wants them to come and stay at my home, but that's because my mom knows what they're like and they don't want them staying at their home. I feel like it's the situation is, I don't really care. It feels like it does work out for you, though. Long term, it works out really good for you here. And we do have the Lovers. It's a good choice, I'm going to say. The Lovers is a choice. And so I feel like you do this in love. You do it with the kindness that you can. The Knight of Cups is also about, it's about being passive, yes, but also being soft, right? And I don't mean soft in the negative sense. I mean like doing it kindly. I'm going to say you're going to try and be as kind as you can to say to people, you know what, that's not going to happen this year. And could you contain your mess to the basement? Like, I feel like you're just going to be on point with whatever you're telling them. So I do feel like that you're making a really good choice. The universe is saying you're making a really good choice as well, because the Lovers is a card that is Major Arcana, and Major Arcana only shows up in your reading when things are going to change, or when things are showing up that you really don't have control over. I'm just going to put 1 card down in the middle, and then we're going to go into the extended here. We've got the Queen of Pentacles. I want to say that this is your energy here. The Queen of Pentacles is Capricorn, and, well, of course, in this reading that is general, it is Virgo also, as well as Taurus. But you are the overgiver, I want to say, Capricorn. You keep a beautiful home. You're the overgiver. You take care of your health. You cook from scratch. You're a person who really takes care of the people that are around you. You love to dote on people. You love to feed people. And I feel like this is the person that you're growing into from the 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like this message of warning, or the message you get from the universe, this healing message is you need to heal this inability to be able to make a decision that might, yes, hurt somebody's feelings, but it's going to help you grow in self-respect. And I feel like it does help you grow from the 9 of Pentacles to the Queen of Pentacles. No more worry, right? No more worry about what is coming up in the moon energy. What's coming up in the moon energy, we've got card number 18 is a bit of loss, but I feel like it's going to give you stability. We've got the 4 of Swords showing up here. It is going to give you stability, and I feel like you're just going to have to be on point, right? Sagittarius energy, by the way. You're just going to have to be on point with how you say it. I'm going to say. You just got to say it. You've got to throw those arrows and be intentional about where they're supposed to hit. I feel like you're supposed to be very intentional with your energy. So we're going to talk about the help of the intuition. We're going to talk about what the situation is. I want to know what the situation is and why it keeps coming around, and what exactly is it that you're going to say that's going to help you release some sort of burden or heavy weight that you've been carrying around, because it does feel like this is a recurring situation until you finally get on your feet and decide that you're the one in charge. We're going to find out how it's going to benefit your life. It's going to benefit your life in ways of self-respect, but we'll talk about that too. We've got a message of warning. We'll talk about the message the universe is bringing in for you. It is healing, and the decision, what decision are you making that's going to turn this into the upright? It feels like there is going to be, it's sort of as an argument of the emotions. But look, we have 7 and 1 is 8, that in the hand of the knight, that's eight cups. You're just going to detach from it, I think, and make the decision. We'll talk all about that. We'll talk about the advice you've been given here, and we'll go into the extension to do it. Thank you so much for coming here and watching. I do appreciate you. I'm going to go for now, but I'll be back because I'm always back, and I hope you will be too. See you in the extended if that's where you go. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.